Now, I have to ask this right away because something was posted on Loudwire, the website yesterday, and I'm not sure if it was an April Fool's joke, but is this Slanthrax thing real?
No, but it was pretty funny. We're obviously really tight with Slayer. No, it's not true, but we have jammed before. You know that, obviously, so it's not an issue. No, that's an April Fool's joke that Loudwire put out, but it was fun to listen to. A lot of people came up to me yesterday and told me about that.
Yeah, we saw it, and it was funny because I mean, I knew it was a joke right off the bat because they were talking about albums like Among the Blood and this, that, and the other. So it would have been pretty cool. So now, and it's interesting. Cool. I guess with Slayer's personnel issues with Lombardo, and then you guys, Rob's gone. I mean, is there an opening for like a Dan Spitz to come back now, or?
Well, I think we're playing with John. You know, John from Shadows Fall. He's doing a great job. We're really happy where we are right now. Anthrax is really very tight as a band, and we're very happy with what we're doing right now.
I mean, I know you can't speak for Rob, but I'm just curious. Was just Volbeat a better fit for him as a guitarist or something, or?
Quite honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea, quite honest. Oh, I'm just, I'm friends with Rob. He wanted to produce. I'm friends with the Volbeat guys. It's all good. There's no animosity at all. It's a really positive thing. In fact, we were supposed to see them 2 days from now, but we're taking a day off in another town. So I'm friends with those Volbeat guys for forever. So they're a great band. It's all good.
It's Chris the Progtologist, Progtology 101. I'm here with Frank Bello on the phone on the Metal Alliance Star. I believe you're in Denver tonight, correct?
Yes, we are.
Okay, I have a friend on Facebook. His name is Rajan, and he says he's going to be wearing a red Death shirt, and he wants you to throw him the horns when you see him.
Cool. There's 4 other guys here with Red Dead. No, I'm kidding. No, of course. That'd be cool.
He's not the only one, I'm sure.
It's all good. Of course, it's all good.
So I find it interesting that Anthrax was one of those bands. It's funny, like you put out this Anthems album, the newest EP released by you guys, and it's a collection of cover songs. And a lot of people are like, well, they're just another one of those bands doing another cover album. But I think people forget that you guys have been doing like covers forever, and you guys do them better than anybody. What made you decide to put out the like compilation at this point?
That's what we do. That's what we do for Soundcheck. I mean, we just jammed a couple of pre-songs. We jammed on stage just now for Soundcheck. We jammed the Journey song just to get away from the obvious. I mean, we play these songs, Anthrax songs for a living, so we're going to play that for the show tonight. So we do other songs for Soundcheck, and we just that the EP, the Anthems EP. These are the bands that molded us, that made us what we are, and it's like a tribute to them. And it's the stuff we would jam in Soundchecks or backstage. It's kind of cool. Speaking of that San Francisco show, Kirk Hammett came, he's a good friend of ours, and he came back, and down backstage, Scott, myself, and Kirk, we jammed Anthem backstage on the Little Amp. So it's hilarious. Just if people would only know what goes on, it's kind of cool. But that's the stuff people do. It's what you know. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And what is your favorite song on the Anthems disc? Like, do you have a favorite?
It's really hard now. I mean, because I'm such a Rush fan, it was nice to spread our wings a little bit with that one. I'd have to say Anthems right now. I think it goes weekly. Anthem right now from Rush. And
is Geddy Lee like one of your major influences as a bassist?
Absolutely. And the great thing about this, the Rush guys, they love our version of it, which is like a great pat in the back. They actually put it on their website for us, and it's just a really nice pat on the back to hear it. The Cheap Trick guys love our version of that. The Journey guys, down the line, the people that we've covered have given us the thumbs up, which really feels good.
Well, coming from the Rush guys, because they generally hate when people cover their stuff. They don't like the idea of people making money off of their stuff, and they're really critical of covers of theirs. So congratulations on that. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, believe me, for a diehard Rush fan as I am, and my drummer and Charlie Benanti and also Joey were diehard Rush fans. So to hear that, it's a really great thing for us.
It's pretty amazing, and I have to say, Joey Belladonna. I mean, he was, he was the front man for Anthrax that started it all. I mean, well, during the predominant years in the '80s, and then he kind of fell off and went into obscurity. And now he's come back, and I think he sounds better than I've ever heard him. I mean, I was blown away by the show Thursday night, and then I'm even more blown away that he's killing the Journey stuff and the Boston stuff. I mean, what do you credit with his resurgence and his his newfound success with the voice?
He's a freak of nature. Really, he's just a freak of nature. Quite honestly, I'm amazed what he does every night. He does the constantly. I mean, I play with the dude every night, and he doesn't warm up. It's a God gift that he's got, and I thank God for it. Believe me, because we never have to worry about vocals because he's on every night. He's a great frontman. The band is in a really good place right now. Internally, externally, in every way. Writing processes. It's all good. It's really good. So we're really excited about the next step for Anthrax, the next record.
Now, I've been a huge Anthrax fan since I'm like 10 years old. I'm 36 now, so you guys kind of broke me into metal. It was one of the first bands that I got into, and I find it interesting. That's like I was doing research because I want to find out all the background information when I get a chance to speak to one of my musical heroes. And are you really Charlie Benante's nephew? Is that a true story?
Yeah, my mom is Charlie's oldest sister.
I didn't even know that. Do you call him Uncle Charlie?
God rest her soul. Yeah, my grandmother who passed last year, God rest her soul, she was Charlie's mom. She's Charlie's mom. So and we're all family, and it's been like that forever.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Well, Uncle Charlie, that's pretty awesome. So what do you think was a better thing then? So like being such a huge Rush fan, as you said, and being a native New Yorker, which is like the biggest, which is the bigger accomplishment in your eyes? Having a national, like a New York Anthrax day in the Bronx, or having Rush give you the pat on the back from across from Canada?
Well, playing Yankee Stadium as a New York person, as I am, I grew up in New York. I'm a Yankee fan who grew up. I know people in San Francisco don't want to hear that, but I grew up. You have to understand. I grew up 10 minutes from Yankee Stadium. My family was all generations of Yankee fans. So for us to play Yankee Stadium was pretty big time for us. I'll never forget that. I mean, aside, believe me, having the guys from Rush like the way we did their stuff, it's all good. It's just a really nice thing. Really, really, really feels good.
Well, being a New York native myself, I can appreciate that sentiment for sure. So a question from another Facebook listener. Teddy Thunder was asking, do you have a favorite Anthrax song to play live? Like, is there one that really sticks out that you can't wait to play in the set?
In the end, from Worship Music, it means a lot to me, that song. It's a tribute to Dimebag Darrell and Ronnie James Dio, and that I feel that every night. Honestly, it just does something. I think it does something to all of us. I mean, those guys are so special and such good friends of ours, and every night I look forward to that.
So, like I said earlier, you on the Metal Alliance tour, you're taking Holy Grail with you, and you got High on Fire, and you got Municipal Waste. Some of these newer bands. Are there any other bands out there that you have your eye on, like either for future tours or just bands that you love, that you dig, that are new, not any of the classic bands?
Yeah. You know what? Right now, I have my ears filled with bass stuff. I've been. It's funny because I've been going to a lot of Jocko stuff, and because I guess I'm in a writing mode right now, so I've been going into a lot of different bass stuff. I haven't been listening to a lot of like metal or anything like that. It's more just lately I've been into the whole bass player thing.
So you're in writing mode for your own personal type of stuff, or are we anticipating a new Anthrax album, sooner than we can imagine?
Whatever. Honestly, you just put it on tape. I think everybody, just whatever, if you're an artist, you're a bass player, whatever it is, or songwriter, it's just where I'm at right now. I've just been listening to a lot of that nonstop. Actually, just before soundcheck, I was listening to some Jocko. I guess that's just where I'm at right now. I just love listening to different bass players.
So with this Metal Alliance tour back on the tour, what determined the choice to do the whole Among the Living album as opposed to State of Euphoria or Spreading the Disease? I mean, they're all such classic discs. I mean, there's no specific anniversary for Among the Living. It's like 26 years. So what played into that decision?
It made sense for this because we've got to realize this is our fourth time through the States. to begin with. The Metal Alliance kept coming at us with asking us to do this, and we weren't really going to go out. And we said, how can we make it like cool and special? And that made sense. It made sense if we do it again, give people something to see. Along with, we mixed it in with some other songs. You saw the other night. We tried to get some fun, some other songs with it. And it just made sense. And you know what? You say Spreading the Disease. Scott and I were actually jamming some Spreading the Disease songs the other day, so you never know with that stuff.
That's pretty cool. Nothing makes me happier than seeing a band just mix in a bunch of different things. So
yeah, why not?
A few more minutes. How cool is it to know that Got the Time by Anthrax was the first song ever played on Mars?
It's insane because I saw that in a newspaper. That's how I found out about it. I was like, oh my God. It kind of freaked me out. That's just bigger than everything. It's just really weird and obscure. But hey, we'll take it. Any kind of promotion is good promotion, right?
Of course, without a doubt. And they didn't even consult you first? Like, they didn't even say, like, we're going to do this thing, maybe we make a thing of it?
Dude, I read it in the paper. That's how I found out. I literally read it in the paper. I was like, wow.
That's awesome, man. So the Big Four thing, I'm going to wrap up with two more things. So the Big Four, there's been a lot of talk about, it's you, Megadeth and Metallica and Slayer. Like, you took Exodus on tour with you, which is one of those, first thrash metal bands, and there's other bands that have been kicked around like Overkill. Do you think, like, in your opinion, that it should have been maybe a Big Five, a Big Six, or were you pretty content with the list that it was?
Well, first off, you have to understand, I'm not in control of any of that. I have nothing. None of us are in control of any of that. So we were happy to be asked, quite honestly, and it was an honor. All that stuff, it all went well. It's a beautiful thing for our lives, of course. And you got to realize we're all good friends with all these guys too. And yeah, we all did grow up together. I love the Overkill guys. I love the Exodus guys. We're all really tight. Even if on this tour, Exodus, hanging out with Gary every day. And you got to remember, Gabby was playing with Slayer on the Big Four too. So of course, but again. It's just nice to tour. Like on this tour, having Exodus out with us, it's all good, man.
It's awesome, man. It sounds like you guys are doing an awesome job. Anthrax is kicking ass across the country. It's Frank Bello on the phone on Progtology 101. So one more question. So tell me a little bit about this acting career you got. Greetings from Tim Buckley. What's that all about?
Well, here's what it is. People don't know. I guess when you go home, you go off tour, you leave the music thing alone for a while. You want to go home and get your head together. I usually, for years, this is over 20 years, I just stuck myself in even like at a play in Manhattan. I live in New York, so I grew up, I love performing. I've just stuck myself in an acting class or on a play in Manhattan, a small off-Broadway thing. It's just something I've always done. And long story short with all of it, a new casting director that called me in to read for this part of Richard Hell in a movie called Greetings from Tim Buckley. Long story short, I read one day, I was cast the next day. 2 days later, I was on set for 7 days. And it all worked out really nicely. It went to Toronto Film Festival. It's going to Tribeca Film Festival next month. This month, actually, it's April now. So, yeah, Tribeca Film Festival. And it's a really nice thing, man. It's really cool. It's not a big part, but it's a fun part. It's not a lead, but it's a good character role. So that's what I like doing. So whatever, man. When I have downtime off of Anthrax, that's my main priority. That's what I do in my off time. It's kind of cool. It's fun.
Do you get to wear an Anthrax T-shirt on screen?
Not in this, no. Yeah, I think they want to separate
nice.
that a little bit different.
So one last question. What are we expecting from Anthrax after this tour? You said you've been in the States 4 times now. Are we just looking at a long break after this?
No, South America after this. We're home for 2 weeks because it's been nonstop for now over 2 years of touring for this worship music record. And it's South America. We're doing 10 shows there, something like that, 2 weeks. And I think we're doing the European festivals in August. And then it's time to really get to writing. And I think you can feel everybody's a little itchy to get some writing done. So it's kind of cool.
Well, Frank, thank you so much for your time, man. I know you got that busy tour. I saw what happened in San Francisco, and it was absolute bedlam. Good luck in Denver tonight. Make sure you give the devil horns to my boy in the red Death T-shirt.
Always.
And good luck on everything else you do, man, from here on out. Thanks for being on the show.
Dude, thank you very much. And thank you for all your support for the band, man. All right.
You got it, bro. Frank Bello from Anthrax. Checking out. It's Progtology 101. Here's Anthem, the Rush cover from the new Anthrax EP disc, Anthems. Progtology 101.